Hi, everybody. All right, I've been trying to put my finger on what exactly this conversation would be about. I have so many topics running through my head. These conversations about walk in souls and what is a walk in soul. Conversations about the development of humanity, human ascension, the end of a incarnation cycle that has spanned a very long time. Some souls feel that they are at that point. Conversations where people are exhausted and ready to move on from the planet. People giving into suicide as the only way out. Which is only really spreading a pathway for more learning, because you can't just get out of this. You have to choose to grow beyond this, right? How do you grow beyond something if you give up? I don't know of any Olympian who ever ran a race or went over the high bar or shot a bow and arrow better than anybody else. I don't know of any Olympian who said that giving up was a solution. If you want to win the race, you keep trying and you never give up. If you want to be successful in life at whatever you want to be successful at, you keep trying and you never give up. How many people, and it's okay to be honest, you're watching the video, it's a safe space, you can raise your hand, nobody will know. How many of you feel tired? How many of you feel like there's no hope? How many of you feel like, when is this human ascension supposed to take place? How many of you feel like, I don't want to live on the earth anymore? How can I incarnate somewhere else? How many of you feel tired of a world where money is the value and people are not the value? This is all a big smudge pile, a big puddle muddle that we're all moping through. And this is in all of our spiritual atmospheres. We're all inhaling this energy. We're all breathing this in. We all feel this way. There's not a lot of us, the big scheme of things, there really is not a lot of us interested in human ascension, interested in alternative spiritual movements, interested in alien beings even. I mean, the big scheme of things, let's just throw out 5 million people are scattered across YouTube channels. Let's just up it to 20 million. Let's just say 100 million people. Let's just say 100 million people. How many billions of people are on the planet? You know what I mean? How many billions of people don't have a clue, are just kind of in the daily grind and don't have an awareness about any of this. Obviously, there's all different age groups involved here. There's little kids that don't have this in the forefront of their mind, and there's teenagers who haven't been introduced to these subjects yet, and there's really people really down the road who, you know, were raised with the Christian belief, and that's as far as it goes, you know. So there's lots of people out there that it's just not going to pertain to. But in the big scheme of things, it feels like a very small percentage of the majority is exploring human ascension, is exploring these subject matters. And this pooling of people all kind of raise their hands to the same feelings. I'm tired. I don't want to live on Earth anymore. How do I get out of here? A lot of these conversations come up a lot. This topic about walk-ins, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard about it sprinkled through conversations here and there over the last probably 5 years or so. I've been hearing about it a lot more recently. I don't have a opinion on that. When I think about topics like this, I think about how is this wisdom actually helping people to want to become Olympians in this world? An Olympian, I want to help kids. I'm going to be the Olympian that wins the gold medal for helping children. I want to be the Olympian that wins the gold medal for the best landscaping or working with Mother Earth and teaching people about Mother Earth and teaching people about the herbs in the forest. Stuff like that. It's not just about being the fastest, the strongest, the most physically amazing person. It's about how much of your heart can you give. Do you get the gold medal for giving the most of your heart to change the world? Or shall we just throw it out and let's succumb to some of these feelings about nothing will ever change, or I don't know how to change in the world. I just want, I would love it if I could leave my body and some other soul could walk in and take my place. Or maybe it's okay, maybe it's part of my soul contract, maybe I can just end my life and that will be okay, I can just go to heaven. This stuff does not solve problems. Whoever said that giving up solved any problems? Giving up does not solve problems. We already know that. Giving up does not solve problems. Giving up does not make you an Olympian. Giving up does not get you the high school diploma. Giving up does not get you anywhere in life. Giving up gets you on a street corner with a sign. You probably make more money doing that than you would having a college degree or working an entry-level job. I mean, so really, what is the solution to all of this? What is this conversation about exactly? What am I trying to say? It's sort of so much on my mind right now, these conversations, spiritual movements, really influencing people with messages that make people want to let go of trying. I think walk-ins is a cop-out. I don't know. I do believe walk-ins is a real thing. But I feel that it also could be a manipulative tool to inspire people to not try. To inspire people to pray to heaven to please just let my spirit go and just get a walk-in for me and replace my soul. I want to do something else. I don't know a whole lot about walk-ins, but this has been sort of on my mind. There's other things I've learned about walk-ins, as in you have sort of a soul that a part of your higher self that integrates into your body. So you're working with two parts of yourself instead of one. Now that sounds like teamwork to me. That sounds awesome to me. I think that sounds pretty cool. I think that sounds profound and amazing. But trying to get out in order to have somebody else get in to do the work for you, that sounds like giving up to me. Soul contracts, suicide on soul contracts, that sounds like giving up to me. People saying, I don't want to live on earth anymore, I'm tired of reincarnating, but you don't even know anything about reincarnation. You don't even know anything about the most beautiful lifetimes you've ever lived. You don't know anything about the fact that time is an illusion. You don't know anything about yourself. So what is it for you to want to just not live here anymore? That sounds like giving up to me. Who gets the gold medal? The human race that gives up, or the human race that hangs in there and says, I'm going to keep trying? The only way to solve this problem, you see, is to care about solving the problem. You see what I'm saying? We have to actually care about each other. Another topic of conversation is about pain and suffering at the time of death, and people having out-of-body experiences so they don't have to endure the pain and suffering. Some of this conversation led to animals, how they can sort of herds of gazelles, for instance, working as a single consciousness but split into individual gazelles, right? So one of the gazelles acknowledges it sort of sacrifices itself for the group, but it doesn't endure the pain. It goes into a shock state and leaves the body. But the group is all working together as sort of one mind, but separate minds. So one soul, but separate, working separate in separate bodies. It's sort of like you see fish, huge like numbers of fish that all move at the same time. How do they all move at the same time? They're all sort of intermingled into a single consciousness, but they're all sort of separate and spread out into separate bodies. What is the human race? Did you know that the human race is this too? We are all in this kit and caboodle together. We are all one mind. We are all one body. We are all one blood. We are all one race. It's called the human race. It's not called the black race. It's not called the Asian race. Not called the white race. It's called the human race. So how does the human race work together as one? Or are we just going to feel like we're all separate individuals and nobody understands us and there's nothing I can do to solve these problems? I'm stuck in a pickle. There's something to altering the perception in order to see what is actually there is far more than you're perceiving right now. If you feel like you need to give up, that's because you are not perceiving it from the bigger picture. You have to expand the mind. You have to see past the illusion. You have to feel the power that you are. You were all powerful. We're all powerful. There is nothing here that is more powerful than we are, especially when we discover how powerful we are. We're powerful. You are powerful. You are love. So, after babbling through all of this, I want to talk about something else. So, I think we all feel inside ourselves that something big is on the very near horizon. I know something big is on the very near horizon. I have a human observatory mind and a spiritual sensory skill. I have been pleasantly surprised to see the development of 2017 is about cleaning up the old baggage and stepping into a new version, a new timeline, a new radiant version of yourself. People are going through breakups. They're moving on from relationships. They're moving on from careers. People in severe pickles are finding a way out, or at least trying to find a way out. There is a feeling of community, people wanting to find a niche, a support group, wanting to come together and start working on their spiritual skills, working on helping each other. This really is happening because it happened for me, and that's very unusual. For somebody who has lived a Lone Ranger style life, where nobody got me, and even if I wouldn't tell people the cuckoo buku stuff about myself, they still seem to sense that I was kind of different. I am really different in real life. I kind of am a very different individual. I think I stick out as different, but I can't really alter that. I try to fit in, but I don't really care about that anymore. But I did discover in April pleasant surprise of presence. Pleasant surprise of presence. Now say that 5 times fast. A pleasant surprise of presence, as in people, as in souls, that somehow showed up in my life. And we got together and created a little support group. And there's 6 of us, for instance. And we use the Marco Polo app. If you don't have Marco Polo, you should get it. It's really easy to make video messages to anybody. You just need a phone number, and then you can video message back and forth. And it's quick and easy, and it's a really easy way to keep in touch. Instead of having to write a really long email or a text message or have a phone call and you really don't have time to talk for a half hour. You just need like a couple of minutes and you just want to say something. Marco Polo is really awesome for that. So we have a little Marco Polo support group, and we're all spiritual types. And so we support each other with our different spiritual skills, and we're mentoring each other in our different styles. We talk about different subjects, and it's been a totally awesome thing that has happened for me. And I feel that I'm not the only one that's starting to have this manifest in their life. Also, this Amen-Ra, it's a real thing. Amen-Ra is a real thing. So there's a YouTube channel called Amen space Ross, AMON space ROS. And I'm out there making little short mini channelings for people. Joseph, my friend, is going to be more involved. He's going through some huge life shifts. A lot of people are going through huge life shifts. I'm going through a huge life shift just with my new website, and now I'm suddenly doing a crystals business, and I'm doing artwork regularly, and I'm developing some mentorship tools, and it still hasn't actually manifested, but it's real. It's like a real thing. It's just, when is the right time for this to be born? So right now it's just sort of an advertisement for a future event. But you see, things are accumulating, things are happening, things are going on here. I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one. So Amun-Ra is also getting started. Right now it's just a dinky small little movement, but it's an opportunity to connect, get mini channelings with Joseph Farai. And it's sort of a connected group where you can start feeling supported, and getting to learn from other people. And there's going to be more messages out there too, a sort of spiritual development type messages, spiritual healing gifts, that sort of thing. So it's just a very small YouTube channel right now, but it's going to grow. But that is a gift to humanity. You see, good people exist. Good souls exist in this world. Olympian souls exist in this world. We're not giving up. I'm not giving up. Joseph isn't giving up. All the people in my support group are not giving up. We are continuing to push forward. One of the people in my support group, she is finally creating a spiritual blog, finally doing phenomenal soul, incredible soul. Another person in my spiritual group, phenomenal soul as well, been through the ringer. We've all been through the ringer. She is finally getting some grounding and confidence to share her spiritual skills, her psychic skills. Phenomenal person. You see, so we're all doing things differently. We're all growing and learning together and supporting each other, and we're starting to get out there into the world. Another friend that I have finally, created his spiritual website, finally did it, doing spiritual drawings and finally speaking out. So you see, this stuff is happening in 2017, right under our nose. But that's not it. This is a bigger conversation than just, these are just the little details. These are just the little variables that tell me something bigger is on the horizon. Not only just the energy feels that way, I've been regularly seeing something happening. Who knows what the hell it is? Maybe giants will start to roam the earth. Who knows what it is? Maybe the earth will go into a huge shift, and all the continents will move back together into one continent again. Who knows what the heck it is? Like, Spirit doesn't tell me this stuff. They just tell me that there's something big on the horizon. I think we all feel something big on the horizon, and we don't all know what it is. Is it a political movement? Is it a huge spiritual awakening that suddenly happens overnight? Is it a huge earth shift thing, calamity? Is it aliens finally coming to the planet? I don't know, but it feels like it feels like a something any day now kind of thing. But for me, I feel like pinpointing it more towards the end of summer. I've continuously seen this, something bigger happening, but who knows when, but it does feel like something big is in the air. I know you are probably feeling it too. Anyway, so what is that all about? Another thing I have felt very strongly about, I know I'm just a rambling, bumbling bunny, but I felt that in the next 5 years of time, the world will be a totally different experience in 5 years than what it is right now. So you cannot give up, because the world is changing, the energy is shifting, and there are a lot of players in this baseball game. There's a lot of players on the field. There's so many players on the field, it's ridiculous. And some of the players are invisible, and some of the players are incarnate here. And some of the incarnate people here are invisible. Like, you haven't found them all just yet. There's a lot of secret alleyways in Harry Potter. Well, there's a lot of secret spiritual people that are still out there. You just haven't discovered them yet. Sharing profound wisdom to change people's lives. people coming out of the woodwork and deciding it's time now. You can't give up. You wear the gold medal and you give this your best shot. You want to actively participate in life. It's fun. When you feel the friction, that's when your soul is snapping and saying, oh yeah, give me some more of this music. I'm going to prove how awesome I am. I'm going to prove how I can dance through these challenges. I'm going to be the gold medalist today. If we all strove to be the gold medalist of love, can you imagine what the planet would look like today? But I do see that things are changing, and I really feel that even in 5 years' time, there could be very much so a totally different way, a different balance of living, of sharing with each other, giving gifts of love, supporting other countries, feeling that the vibration of diversity is a good thing instead of a negative thing, seeing wars start to become less and less a supported movement, and more of how can we help instead of resorting to war. What else can we do to make things balance and get things better? But even seeing alien beings walking the earth as a normal part of daily life, like it really feels like the world is changing really quickly. And how do I put a time on that? Time is a really complicated thing. It's really hard to put a finger on what on time, on what time feels like. When spirit tells me something big is on the horizon, well, when? It could be tomorrow. It could be in 3 months. It feels like soon. When is soon? When is soon? What time is soon? It could be next year. Next year is pretty soon in comparison to 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Soon is a really difficult thing to put a time on. But it feels like soon things are going to be looking way different, and do not give up. Do not give up. There's a lot of players in this game that are not giving up. And we're going to help you feel supported in whatever way we can come up with it. Maybe it's an Amin Ross YouTube channel, or maybe it's a blog that it just resonates with you. Maybe it's a spiritual healer that you just really needed in your life. Maybe it's just a YouTube channel where you feel like a lot of the, you're getting the messages you need. I don't know what it is, but there's a solution. Even just feeling supported helps, But I do feel that positive things are on the very near horizon. Whether that's this summer or 5 years from now, things are changing in extraordinary and beautiful ways. And I think that this may just be the most beautiful lifetime my soul has ever lived on planet Earth. And I'm not about to give up. And this may just be the most beautiful lifetime your soul has ever lived on Earth. And do not give up on that dream, on that perception, on that love, on that potential, on that truth. I really feel that is the case. So that's all I'm going to share for this video. I'll let you decide what it all means to you. Some of these topics, it'd be nice to just break them down and to have just mini conversations about each one. Soul contracts thing is something that's really been moving around. I need to talk more about what is soul contracts. I need to talk more about suicide and the value of feeling blessed. Every life is a blessing, and every person is a blessing. Every soul is a blessing to this earth, and we need to support each other. We don't need to support a movement that says it's okay to kill yourself. We need to support a movement that says life is worth living. And it's a beautiful thing, and there is a solution. There is a beautiful world here. You have to trying to win that gold medal. All right, that's all. Thank you for watching my video. If you're interested in exploring a psychic service with me, please visit me at my website at abbynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you for watching, and I wish you a wonderful day.